Hey y'all, welcome back to Cozy One Podcast. This is season 7, where we are dissecting different types of parents and different levels of parenting so we can be better parents, so we can be aware of what we need to tweak a little bit, what we need to get rid of, and what we need to add in. So I hope you guys are ready to be honest, ready to hear feedback and constructive criticism, because that's what it is. Most of the time I can only speak from my experiences, but majority of the time I'm talking to you about parenting that makes sense, parenting that creates a healthy family construct and healthy children. That's what we want. We want healthy children so they can have healthy families and they can live a great life. All right, so let's get into this episode. Welcome back to Cozy One Podcast. My name is Shan, Mommy Rocky, mama of the girls. Whew, what a day today. It was so hot. Speaking of hot, since these parents are in the hot seat, we're talking about parents that buy their children. And when I say buy their children, I'm not talking about ebay.com. I'm not talking about amazon.com. I'm talking about parents who feel like they can buy their kids whatever they want, give their kids whatever they want, do whatever their kids want to do for the sake of their kids liking them or quote unquote being good or being on good behavior. Listen, kids are an investment, but that's not the type of investing I'm doing. And I'm not buying my kids for likes. I'm not buying my kids to do their chores. And I'm not buying my kids to do what they're supposed to do regardless, because I'm paying for them to have a home. I'm paying for them to have clean clothes. I'm paying for them to be able to be comfortable in their existence as children. I'm not going to be paying them to. I'm not. I'm already paying for things. So the parent that we're discussing tonight is the parent that's out here buying their kids for likes. Because that doesn't get you very far.
Hey, it's Anya Dula, and I am the host of Intercultured with Anya Dula. Intercultured with Anya Dula is a podcast that focuses on motherhood, culture, birth work, and travel. And it's just a place for women to come together to discuss our philosophies on motherhood, to discuss our work and birth work, if that's what we do, but mainly to bring women of all different cultures together so that we can talk about how we mother, how we #do motherhood, so that we can learn from one another and learn to love each other. That's really what it's all about. I hope you'll join us. Intercultured with Anya Dula podcast is available on all the major podcast stations. I hope you'll join us. Can't wait to connect.
Earth to parents, your child needs your guidance, not your money. When I say that, I'm talking about, they do need you to pay for things for them to be productive, focused, clean, healthy, all of that, right? You need to buy groceries, you need to take them to the doctor, you need to work so you can do those things, you need to buy them clothes, uniforms, things, right? But what you don't need to buy them is a Pro iPhone 11. What you don't need to buy them is a MacBook at 7. What you don't need to buy them is a Bentley at 16. What you don't need to buy them is lavish gifts that can be an adult's year salary for fun. You don't. Because it's unnecessary. They don't learn the worth of things. They don't learn their worth. They think other people, friendships, relationships can be bought by buying things, which turns into women and men feeling like the way you show me that you love me or the way you show me that you care is you buy me lavish gifts. when in all actuality, that doesn't mean anything. Because when you go from not having money and not having necessities and essentials, and then you get millions of dollars, you still are in that mindset of not having. So you might go overboard with your spending, or you might be afraid to spend, or you might be overcompensating because of all the times where you didn't have. And a lot of people go through that. And so no one should be out here buying their kids, because if you can buy them, they're not going to feel that connection with you. They're not going to really bond with you, because you're going to compensate things for your time. And that will be the child that wanted your time and not things. You know, wealthy parents, might be very busy. They might travel a lot, and they might miss a game, or they might miss your graduation, or they might miss a birthday, and they don't show up to redeem themselves. They send you a lavish gift, or they buy you something that they think is so amazing that it should cover up the fact that they didn't show up. And those kids end up with the emptiest of feelings within themselves that may blow their confidence, that may blow their want to try. They might become suicidal because all they wanted was a relationship with your parent, and instead of the relationship that was given, that was quality, they gave you a nice watch, they gave you a nice car, they bought you something that you already had. And I think wealthy people get bored with things very easily because there's no challenge on if they can get it or not. They know that they can get it. So then that's when they start dabbling into other things that may be a challenge to get. Like friends. Or likes. Or looks. Or clout. Again, things that don't matter as you get older. It's rare to find a wealthy person with friends that genuinely care about them to the point where if they didn't have any money, they will still be around. So when you're over there and you're worried about buying your child the next $200 pair of shoes, and they're in elementary school, and you're worried about your daughter having her nails done and she's 14, and you're worried about the latest makeup brushes, and your child is still struggling in the 10th grade, you're worried about the wrong things. Because when she's old enough and she feels like, I'm grown, I'm leaving the house, who is going to take care of her? Boys in the bodies of men who do something in a lifestyle that can afford her those things that her parents bought her, which would probably be either drug money or so you're not putting her in the best light. Yes, you want your children to be with the right quote unquote crowd, but I would rather my daughters have genuine friends that like them with or without money over them having friends just because they have money, or having a crowd around just because they're popular. And there is something such as being popular for the wrong reasons. And a lot of kids that get bought by their parents are usually rude, conceited, selfish, narrow-minded, not talented. So, I mean, you have to have some balance in giving and taking when it comes to your kids. You can't be constantly giving, and getting, and awarding bad behavior. Kids need balance. You are there to guide. You are there to give structure. You are there to show them that they need to work up to receiving something, not just getting it because you're worth a lot of money or you come from a lot of money. Or their friends got a Lamborghini for the weekend, so you should rent them a Lamborghini. No. There are boundaries in life. And I've said this already in the past, like even if I was wealthy enough to buy any vehicle off any lot, my child is still getting the standard, comfortable, not a speeder's dream vehicle for their first car. Because there's something to work up to. There's levels to be reached. I hate seeing little kids in elementary school with iPhones. And you see a real working individual out here, probably working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, wearing a uniform, and they have a Android, and they worried about if they're going to be able to cover that bill. Now, if a child is working, a teenager is working, and they're paying their own phone bill, and they wanted to get that phone, fine. Okay? That's what you want to do? Fine. But I'm not going to be a parent working, and I did the work to afford an iPhone, all to give my child, my little child that cannot work, does not work, doesn't know anything about a day's work, the same iPhone I got. I'm just not doing it. And we have to set those limits. We have to create those boundaries because there are levels to reach. There is effort to be given in order to receive certain things. You just don't get things in the world just because they fall from the sky. So parents, if you are out here buying your kids because you can't show up, because you made a promise and you failed, because, you're struggling to reach a level in your daughter's relationship or your son's relationship with them, and you feel like you can buy them nice, lavish things and that's going to make up for it. It's not. You need to be there. They need to have those moments of nothing with you on the couch. They need to have those moments of just lounging around the house, playing in the yard, cooking and eating in the kitchen. Like, kids need that. They need to know that you're a whole human being and not a working money machine. Kids need to understand that adult life is more than doing what you want and getting what you want. It's a lot of doing what you don't want to do in order to have simple things. And unless you built up your work ethic to get to a point where you can delegate and tell other people what to do and still make money, they need to see the process. They need to see the process of your didn't have to I have whatever I want. Like, I'm glad my daughters get to see me work different jobs and go through different phases of having a lot, not having as much, working really hard, and then having a lot, because they're getting balanced. They're getting, you know what, mommy could do this today, maybe next week mommy can't do it. Mommy could do this month, maybe next month mommy can't do this, and we have to work with her. We have to be more compassionate. Like, children need to see areas in life where they can be a bit more compassionate, a bit more understanding, where they can build up their character to understand that not everybody has everything, not everybody needs anything, and we can still have a great day without having buku dollars. We can still have a great day without spending a lot of money. We could still have a great relationship with spending time together, playing together, and building up feedback to each other. Like, you gotta be honest with these kids out here, because they are out here buying nonsense, thinking that that's what they're supposed to be doing. They are out here starving for a relationship with their parents that their parents didn't give them, and they're just out here in the world making bad decision after bad decision, mostly to get attention, and the other to just feel something real. So please stop buying your kids and just be there for them. Give them what they need and stop throwing their wants at them and thinking that that's going to make up for the space you're not filling. Kids need their parents, and they don't need you throwing money in the spaces where you need to be parenting. That's just not what they need. My name is Shan. Having well-balanced kids out here after parenting is my goal. I want kids that can do for themselves, that will do for others, and that will be very compassionate and passionate about what they want out of this life. And they're not going to get that with me doing everything for them, buying them everything they want, and not seeing that they have to work for something. Just be better, do better, be that person for them, so they don't get out in this world and think that all their wants are going to fall from the sky, because it's not, because I'm still waiting for mine to fall. Peace.